The Amazing Spider-Man. Number 48. Vulture's back. And Spidey's got him. The Amazing Spider-Man. The wings of the Vulture. Now that my Peter Parker duds are safely stashed away, it's web swinging time again. If Craven, the hunter, is still in the city, I've got to keep searching till I find him. Can't let that tin-horn Tarzan go through life thinking he's beaten me. Even a starry-eyed Spider-Man has his pride. But if this cold spell doesn't break up soon, I'm liable to be the only web crawler in town wearing a muffler. And mittens. These long underwear rags are great for the superhero image. But a fella can freeze to death in weather like this. And, as if the cold isn't bad enough, the heavy snowfall is muffling my spidey sense, making it tougher than ever to latch on to Craven. But I can't quit now. I've got a feeling that the deadliest fight of my life will soon be coming up. If you didn't read all about it last-ish, we're beginning to lose patience with you. Stan. An awesome aggregation of Airborne Thrills by Smilin' Stan Lee and Jazzy Johnny Lee Ramita. Learnedly lettered by Whammy Sammy Rosen. The only way to beat the cold is by moving fast. As soon as I start slowing down, it's Freezeville. With the price of webbing nowadays, I'd better start conserving it. No sense swinging over a rooftop when can just as easily leap it. But all I'm getting is exercise. If Craven is anywhere within miles of here, you can't prove it by me. Wow, I've traveled further than I thought. I reached all the way to the municipal prison. And I'm not going to swing over that wall. Wonder how many non-paying guests in there would like to get their hands on this old webhead. I'm probably the best talent scout that place ever had. Well, I like winter sports as much as the next guy. But this is getting ridiculous. Craven'll have to wait while I go home and hit the sack. But as Spidey swings away, little does he dream. Behind the grim, grey walls of the penitentiary, an inmate lies near death because of an unexpected mishap which occurred in the prison workshop. He's sinking fast. I'm afraid he cannot last more than an hour at most. He knows it, Doc. He's been asking for one last request. He wants to see his cellmate before he cashes in. I suggest you grant him that request, Warden. It can certainly do no harm at this stage of the game. He's coming to, again, perhaps for the last time. Blackie! I want to see Blackie. All right, we'll send for him. In the meantime, don't talk. Try to save your strength. I'll save it. All right, I won't cash in until I make sure. That Blackie will finish the job I started. My sentence would have been up. In another month. That's why I never tried to escape. I was a fool. But it's not too late. Blackie can carry on where the Vulture left off. Minutes later, a scowling con reaches the quiet room under heavy guard. You've got 5 minutes, mister, so make the most of 'em. It's a miracle he's managed to stay alive this long after that accident in the workshop. He's hanging on by a thread. You may go in now. Yeah, sure, Doc. I'll do that little thing. You win, Blackie. Someone has to. Carry on for me. Bend closer. All right, Vulture. This is your last chance.
You gonna tell me what I wanna know, or let it just die with ya?
You win, Blackie. Someone has to. Carry on for me. Bend closer. Nobody must hear this except you. You've hounded me for months to tell you. Where I buried my last pair of vulture wings. I swore you'd never get it. Out of me! But now I must tell you. For only he who wears the vulture's wings will possess the power to destroy Spider-Man. And Spider-Man must be destroyed. He must. He must. He must.
Stop wasting time making speeches, will ya? Once I get those wings of yours, I'll polish that webhead off easy.
And the same for anyone else who stands in my way? So talk, blame ya. Where did you bury 'em? Hurry while you can still say it. The wings together with magnetic pack. 500 yards from North Gun Tower near Broken Pines. I did it months ago, so I'd have an extra pair. In case police jailed me. Then they're just outside the walls. That's all I gotta know. It worked. I got what I want. At last. Nothing can stop Blackie Drago now. It worked? What worked? What do you mean? That was no accident, you old fool. Arranged it to get you to talk. But no one'll ever know that 'ceptin' you and me. And soon it'll just be me, Blackie Drago, the new Vulture.
Drago, what's that racket in there?
You're upsetting the patient. You don't know the half of it, Charlie. Slong, Vulch, it was nice talking with ya. Yeah, real nice. If there's any more favors I can do, let me know here. Wait, you rotten double-crosser. Two-timing snake. You won't get away. You can't. You can't. Getting dizzy. Everything's spinning round. Getting dark. Hazy. Watch it there, Vulch. The more you excite yourself, the faster you kick the bucket. And ain't that a real low-down shame? They say a dying man often sees his entire life pass before him in his few remaining seconds. If so, then Spider-Man must be considered the most important part of the Vulture's life. For, as his quivering eyelids close, perhaps for the last time, he seems to see. I could have beaten him. I'd have defeated him next time we fought. I know it. But now my chance is lost forever. I should have won. The victory should have been mine. Now it's up to Blackie Drago. He's even deadlier than I was, and he'll have the Vulture's wings. So, Spider-Man is doomed at last.
A short time later, Blackie Drago takes the most desperate gamble of his entire sordid career.
It took me years to get to be a trustee, to be allowed to move around inside the gates like this. If I fail now, I lose everything, my privileges, my chance for parole, everything. But still, I gotta do it. If I can get away with this, I'll be unstoppable. There's no one living who can stop a man with wings. Sweet dreams, Mac. I need that heap a lot more than you do.
So far, so good. Once I get through the gates, all I have to do is dig up the Vulture's wings.
Might as well give her the gun. It don't matter if they hear me no or not.
It was Blackie Drago. I'd recognize that cold, rasping voice anywhere. He must be out of his mind to try a trick like that. Once I reach that phone, he won't even make it to the first main road. Go on, get your money's worth out of that crummy siren for all the good it'll do ya. All I got to do is go 500 yards from the North Gun Tower. Nothing can catch up to me before I grab the Vulture's wings. And once I do, the whole blamed world will be mine, just for the taking.
Minutes later, he abandoned his truck in the snowbank. He can't get far on foot. We'll get him now. It'll be a cinch to track him in the snow. He must have been stir-crazy to try a break on a day like this. But just a short distance ahead, Blackie Drago smirks with sinister, savage satisfaction. I found them just where he said they'd be. That plastic bag kept him in perfect condition here behind the boulders. Now all I gotta do is slip into them and take off. Voices! They'll be reaching me soon. No time to practice. I gotta get airborne fast. That's funny. The tracks in the snow end over at... Hey! I thought I heard the rustle of wings. Wings? What are you talking about? Look, up there. It's him. Stop him. He must have found the Vulture's wings. Blast it. It's harder than I thought. I keep floundering, losing altitude. Can't get the hang of it. But I've got to do it. Can't fail now. All the things the Vulture used to say. About air currents, downdrafts, wind velocity. It's coming back to me. I'm getting it. He's gaining altitude, soaring out of range. I got the feel of it just in time. I'm flying. I'm safe. Nothing can touch me now. Hold your fire. We've lost him. He's too high and going higher. But even as the new Vulture soars out of sight, it behooves us to observe another event which occurs next morning. It's a good thing we got an early start, Harry. After last night's snowstorm, half the city is still blanketed in. Speaking of blankets, Pete, are you sure you shouldn't have stayed in bed today? From where I sit, you look like a TV ad for headache pills. Oh, I'm okay, Hara. I'm probably just coming down with a cold or something. Coming down with it? Son, you look as though every virus in town is having a convention right in your noggin. Just between us, Mr. Osborne, I feel that way too. Wonder how I'd look swinging around town in my Spidey suit. Armed with aspirins and a bottle of nose drops. Boy, I'll bet you could infect a whole city. Just by exhaling a few times. You better believe it. Then, a few minutes later, at Goodalley. S.U. Hi, Gwen. Say, you sure look great wearing your hair that way. Why, thank you, Pete. It's just a casual little style which took all morning to arrange. Oh, boy, just my luck. Gwen's in a mellow mood, and I feel like an accident looking for a place to happen. Say, no wonder Pete likes your hairdo, Gwen. It's more like the way Mary Jane's been wearing hers. Oh, that's right. I hadn't thought of that. Harry, why must you have such a big flapping mouth? But as the morning progresses, Pete finds it increasingly difficult to concentrate on his subjects, let alone Gwen Stacy's hairstyle. Parker, your face is flushed and you look feverish to me.
I suggest you go home and get yourself some rest.
I guess you're right, Mr. Warren.
I do feel kinda woozy. And so, later that day, our somewhat sickly superhero takes his ease in front of humanity's all-purpose pacifier as he hears...
Before bringing this news program to a close, we present an editorial by our sponsor, the eminent publisher of the Daily Bugle, Mr. J. Jonah Jameson.
Sheesh, as if I wasn't sick enough. Well, I might as well hear what old Chuckles has to say.
Once again, events of the past week have proven that Spider-Man is a dangerous, deadly menace to our fair city.
I might have known it. The same old tired wheeze all over again. For proof of the harm which that web-crawling public enemy can cause, consider the case of Craven, the hunter.
Harm? Darn, well saved the life of Harry's father.
Asterisk.
J, you're just too much. It was all spelled out last-ish, right? You know it. Smiley. If Spider-Man had not interfered, the police would have captured Craven by now. Instead, another dangerous killer now roams our streets, thanks to that scurrilous, sinister super heel. Thank you, Mr. Jameson, for another candid commentary in your famous, fearless, outspoken manner.
That does it. If I ever listen to that old windbag again, I'll... And now, further news of last night's jailbreak at Municipal Prison.
Say, wait, what's this? A jailbreak?
Moments after Blackie Drago made good his escape, a man wearing the Vulture's wings was seen flying above the area.
Oh no! It's not enough that Craven is still at large. Now there's a new Vulture making the scene. And he's probably a lot younger and stronger than the old one. And naturally, all has to happen when I feel like a refugee from an oxygen tent. If you see this man, you are urged to call our special police number. Oh, my aching head! Wonder if I should call the doctor. But lest we get too medicinal about the whole thing, let's switch our scene once again. This new helmet I'm whipping up ought to give my head some extra protection. And also, it'll make me look scarier than ever, which is a real big plus in my line of work. Hey, I'll bet I could fit a small shortwave receiver in here also. Then, a short time later, that's it! I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Now all I need is a final shakedown flight to practice maneuvering in the air. It gets easier each time I do it. That old Vulture was a living genius. These wings of his are like magic. But imagine that whimpering fool thinking I'd waste time trying to get revenge on Spider-Man for him. I got plans of my own, and they sure don't include any crummy superheroes. Unless one of 'em's dumb enough to try to tackle the new Vulture. Man, this is the greatest! Blackie Drago is going to make the old Vulture look like a 2-bit piker. It's getting so that I can do whatever I want to without even thinking about it. And now there's a whole city waiting down below, just ripe to be looted. So, look out, world, here comes the Vulture. Thus, the startled city, which had thought itself free from the scourge of the Vulture, suddenly learns that one of the most dangerous of all costumed menaces flies again. A payroll bag, just what I need. The vulture, swooping down from the sky. He dived so fast, I didn't have time to draw my gun. Nothing can stop a man with wings. Hour after hour, the vulture strikes like a flying wraith. No person is safe, no target inviolate. Get me the police, I've been robbed. By the vulture. He didn't try to hide, didn't worry about the burglar alarm. He knows that no one can stop him. The city and all its wealth are mine. Everything I desire is mine, just for the taking. Even Spider-Man hasn't dared to show himself. He knows I'm his master. And, speaking of our youthful wall crawler, I've had just about all I can take. The only thing to listen to on the radio is bulletins, one after the other, about the vulture. That high-flying hood is running wild, and he's got to be stopped. I can't let a little fever keep me. Oh, my head! I must be even weaker than I thought. Parker, you better hit the sack again. Fast. I hate to do this, but maybe if I call Matt Murdock, hell put Daredevil on his trail. It's the least he can do after me fighting Stiltman. For him. In DD number 27, now on sale, but finish this yarn first. Sleepy Stern. No, I can't chicken out at a time like this. I've fought the vulture before. I know his style. Even if this is a new Joker wearing those crummy wings, it's still Spider-Man's job. Whatever else I may be, I'm no quitter. Besides, a little web swinging may make me feel better. It could be a tonic to a fella like me. I can't let a common cold put me out of action. Otherwise, next time around, I'm liable to cry uncle if I develop some dandruff. Or a case of chapped lips. I might even become the only superhero in town who won't fight because he's got acne. If only I could just stop shivering. According to the news bulletins, that flying freak hasn't even been bothering to hide. So, with a little luck, it shouldn't take me too long to track him down. Anyway, I've got to keep moving. Unless I want to freeze out here. Say, I think I'm actually beginning to feel a little better. Unless it's just that I'm getting numb from the cold. And as our soliloquizing stalwart makes the rooftop scene, the vulture! I thought I had seen something hovering outside the window before. Hold it, Mac, you've gone far enough. Those negotiable bonds you stuffed in that briefcase are just what I need to round out my collection. What's this? Oh, you're chained to your case. Just like a faithful little Wall Street messenger should be, huh? Well, mister, that's your hard luck. I'm gonna get that bag one way or another. It's impossible. You can't break the chain. Help! Police! Nobody can help you now. Not when you're in the hands of the vulture. No, no, don't drop me. Help! There he goes. Stop him! Stop him! He's flying off, and we don't dare shoot. While he's got a captive. Seconds later, atop a sky-high tower of the George Washington Bridge. Now, I'll find a way to get that case. and no one can reach us in time to stop me. But, like so many disillusioned desperadoes before him, the Vulture has reckoned without our sneezing, sniffling, shivering Spider-Man.
Police cars below, racing towards the Hudson River. This could be what I've been waiting for.
If only I had time to stop for a hot drink.
But I don't dare.
There's what they're all heading for.
Comma, 2 figures at the very top of the nearest tower.
And it looks like I'm the only one who can reach them in time, since I can't break the chain.
Or open the locked bag up here.
We'll see if a steep fall won't cause the case to shatter and spill its contents.
But I'm attached to the case.
Yeah, ain't it a shame?
Just my luck. He has to be perched up here in the coldest spot in town. Now, if I can plough into him before he takes to the air.
Sounds like I'm not a second too soon.
The snow's too slippery. Almost made me miss my leap. But at least I nailed him.
Excuse the fists, friend?
I just wanted you to stop flapping those wings. It's cold enough up here now. I guess it takes more than a cold to stop me.
The Vulture's in a tailspin.
Heading for the drink, which is just what I wanted.
But just in case he returns again, I'd better lower his erstwhile victim to safety. Spider-Man, how can I repay you?
Well, you could lend me a Kleenex. Funny, I didn't hear him splash.
And that means my job isn't finished yet.
No matter how bleh I feel.
Uh-oh, I'm beginning to tingle.
Heads up, Parker.
Wow, good old Spidey sense. If I hadn't lunged back when I did, he'd have whopped me from my perch.
You were a fool to butt in, Spider-Man. Now I'll finish where the original Vulture left off. Suit yourself, chum, but as I remember it, he left off with me pulverizing him. That clown's no weakling. He's hauling me off as if I'm weightless. You haven't a chance against a man with wings. Once I get up enough speed, all I have to do is change direction. Whiplash you against the bridge.
He's right. Nothing I can do. Except hang on and brace myself.
When the world sees how easily I defeated Spider-Man, no one else will dare attack me again. I've got to twist around in mid-air, must strike the flexible cables, instead of the steel guerdon. I did it, but can't snap out of it as fast as usual. Comma,
Heads throbbing, aching more than ever.
And the Vulture's hovering, circling around like a real flying scavenger. So, you managed to avoid hitting the steel girder, eh? But if you think you're safe now, forget it. He's attacking again. And I can't stop him. Can hardly hold on. Everything's getting hazy.
My head pounding.
I'll let him grab me, anything to give me a few seconds. To snap out of it. Everything's swimming round. In front of my eyes, can barely see.
I'm falling. But before the desperate youth can topple forward,
the Vulture strikes. Ha! You thought you could dive down to escape me, eh? But the Vulture is too fast.
Too clever for you?
Who says my luck is always bad? He doesn't realize what a great favor.
He's just done for me.
If he hadn't grabbed me, I'd have passed out. But now the rush of air, the sudden shock, have cleared my head. Just enough to keep me conscious. If only I could reach him, but he's too agile. Moves too fast. Even you, with all your freakish spider powers, can't survive a fall from this height. But I won't let you drop yet. No, that would be too easy. I'm enjoying my victory too much. I'll fly you over the city for a while to let everyone see how helpless the amazing Spider-Man is. Against the wings of the Vulture, and at that very precise, exact, self-same instant. Not that our split-second chronology is really all that important. No need to worry so, May. Dear, I'm sure Peter just has a simple cold. But when I heard they sent him home from school, I felt I should make certain. Here's his pad now, and not an oxygen tent in sight. Surprise, Harry boy! We brought goodies, giggles, and grins for your germ-riddled roomie. Hi, MJ. Oh, Mrs. Parker. Gee, Pete didn't come home after class. So he must have felt lots better. He probably stopped at the Silver Spoon for a soda. Hear that, May? I told you not to worry so. Then you didn't have to call the doctor? My, I'm so relieved. I know I worry too much, but Peter has always been such a fragile boy. Hey there, handsome. I just had an economy-sized brainstorm. Let's drive Mrs. P and my ever-lovin' auntie home in your chariot. Then we can join PTO for a Coke. Okay? Best offer I've had all day, MJ. You only said that 'cause it's true. As you've probably guessed, we just tossed in that titanically tame tableau for the benefit of Jazzy Johnny, who'd rather draw slick chicks than flying fiends. But now it's frenzy time again. Ha! So you've stopped struggling, have you? I guessed you'd soon be petrified with fear. Fear, schmear, I've got to play possum till my head clears. That flagpole below, it might be my one chance. Are you wondering when I'll drop you? Well, in case you're interested, I'll... Bah! Tell you what, Vulture, I'll end the suspense. With a couple of karate chops. Those have to do, I am too weak for another try. It worked. The pain made him drop me. Now don't miss, Spidey. Don't miss. I'm getting it. But he's coming at me again. Madder than ever. I've got to hold him off, somehow. Think you're safe back atop that roof, do you? Well, I'm through playing with you now. So this is it, wall crawler. It's impossible. I'm fighting by reflex alone. Can hardly keep my balance. One slash of my wing is all it'll take to shove you to the ground. But, although on the very verge of unconsciousness, Spidey's amazing reflexes take over once more as his nearly numb hands dart out towards the wall without conscious thought. Still think you have a chance for survival, do you? You're putting up a good fight, mister. But I'm just not buying. What happened? Oh, I remember now. Was falling. Managed to reach out in time. But he's attacking again. But I just can't give up now. How can Spider-Man be beaten?
By a common cold?
I never thought the end would come. Like this.
Stay where you are, Spider-Man.
This'll only take a second.
He shouted something, but can't hear. Can't see. Everything. Going dark. Can't hang on. The world. Spinning round. Ha! It was even easier than I expected. He's finished. If the fall didn't do it, the freezing cold will. While he lies there. Spider-Man has been destroyed at last by the high-flying Vulture. To be continued.
Next issue. The Amazing Spider-Man. Number 49.